Hello, good afternoon students. Today we are going to perform an experiment on spark ignition engine for finding out the effect of air fuel ratio, right? This is, you are here able to see a two-stroke petrol engine test rig. It is containing here on the panel, control panel, we have a pipette for measuring the amount of fuel consumed in the experiment. So we have two marks here. So the amount of fuel in between these two marks is equal to 10 ml of petrol. Okay. Now here we have a manometer for measuring the for finding out the pressure across the orifice meter. Using this manometer and orifice meter and an air container, we can find out the amount of air consumed in the experiment. Right. So now here we know that it is a petrol engine. So here we know we are having a carburetor where this petrol and air will be homogeneously mixed and it will be supplied to the engine cylinder. So now here we are able to see the test rig here. So that is the engine, two-stroke spark ignition engine, and then it will be started with the help of a kick. We can crank it with the help of a kick, and then we can start the experiment. Taken the readings which are required, the time taken for 10 cc of petrol consumed, the time we have taken, right? Then the manometer difference we have taken, and then temperatures also we will take. Completes our experiment, and then now we will calculate and do the calculation and find out the air fuel ratio for the engine. Dear students, just now we have done experiment on spark ignition engine to determine the air fuel ratio on IC engine, that is spark ignition engine. So now here we have done this experiment keeping the load varying but speed constant. That means the speed which we have kept constant on the engine is 1500 RPM, and we have varied the load from 3 kg to 8 kg, and then for each load then we have calculated the air fuel ratio, right? Air fuel ratio, then brake power we have calculated, specific fuel consumption we have calculated, and brake thermal efficiency also we have calculated. So now here we are mostly concerned about air fuel ratio for these 3 loads, and then we have to see what is the effect of air fuel ratio when we are increasing the load on the engine, right? So here we have done a sample calculation for 5.5 kg load. I have taken the intermediate load because 3 kg was the first load which we have taken, and 5.5 kg was the second load I have considered, and third load was 8 kg on the dynamometer. So right. Now here first item what we have to do is, first we have to calculate the mass of the air. So now mass of the air, as I told you, mass of the air in the experiment can be calculated using coefficient of discharge of the orifice meter into area of orifice meter into velocity of air into density of air. If you multiply it by 60 into 60, we get it in hour. So now here I am using this formula, then I am calculating that one. CD I am considering as 0.6, area of the orifice meter, that is constant, it is 122.71 into 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 6, right, into 1350, that is the velocity of air which we have calculated, and 1.29 it is the density of air. If I multiply it by 60 into 60, I get it in kgs per hour. So what I am getting here, it is 4.985 kgs per hour air I have used in this particular experiment on that particular load, that is 5.5 kg. Then fuel which I have consumed for this sample experiment, that is total fuel consumption, which is given as TFC, right? Total fuel consumption, as I told you, fuel consumed, we are calculating for, here we have a pipette where we measure 10 cc of petrol, and then if I multiply that 10 cc of petrol and with the density of fuel, and then multiply it by 60 into 60 and then divide it by 1000 into time taken in seconds for that 10 cc. So time taken for that 10 cc of petrol is coming to 48 seconds. So I am using in this formula. So now it is 10, it is the amount of fuel consumed into density of petrol, that is 0.75 into 60 into 60 I am calculating for an hour, divided by 1000 and then into 48. I get it in 0.562 kg per hour. That is the fuel consumed per hour is equal to 0.562 kgs. Okay. Now we can calculate air fuel ratio directly here. Air fuel ratio is nothing but it is the ratio of mass of the air divided by mass of the fuel. So now here mass of the air which I have calculated, it is 4.985, and then mass of the fuel is equal to 0.562 which I have consumed in this experiment. So I am getting 8.86:1. That means I am using around 9 parts of air and 1 part of fuel in this sample experiment. Then we can calculate brake power also from this one. Brake power, as I told you, it is equal to 2 pi nt, and then which we can write as 2 pi n into force, that is load, F1 minus F2, which I have taken as 5.5 kg, and then I am converting it into newtons. So I am multiplying it by 9.81 into radius of the dynamometer 0.15. If I divide it by 60,000, I get the brake power in kilowatt, 1.271 kilowatt. That is the brake power which I got. Okay. Now specific fuel consumption or brake specific fuel consumption, we say it is equal to total fuel consumed divided by brake power. So I am using those values here. So total fuel consumed is 0.562 kgs per hour divided by brake power, which is 1.271 kilowatt. So I get 0.42 kg per kilowatt hour as my specific fuel consumption or brake specific fuel consumption for this sample experiment. Then heat input I can calculate. Heat input is equal to nothing but total fuel consumed into calorific value. If I divide it by 60 into 60, I get it in per kilojoule per second or kilowatt. Okay. So now here I am using this one. So we know that calorific value of the fuel I have taken in this experiment is equal to 40,000. What is calorific value of the fuel? Calorific value of the fuel, it is the heat energy contained in 1 kg of fuel. If I multiply it by total fuel consumed and if I divide it by 3600, I get heating value, heat input in kilowatt. I got 6.25 kilowatt as heat input, because brake power also we are calculating in kilowatt. Similarly, heat input also has to be in kilowatt. Then finally I am calculating brake thermal efficiency for this experiment. That is, brake thermal efficiency is nothing but it is brake power which has been developed divided by the total heat input which we have given into the in the engine. So now here BP by IP, it is BP I got 1.271 kilowatt divided by 6.25 kilowatt as heat input into 100, I get 20.33% as my brake thermal efficiency for this experiment. This is particularly which we have shown here, this sample calculation for 5.5 load, 5.5 kg load. Similarly, we have calculated for 3 kg load here and then for 8 kg load. You can see here, when I am increasing the load from 3 kg to 5 kg, then the air fuel ratio is changing. So here it is 9 when the load is low, when the load is less, the air consumption is more, that is 9.4:1, right? When I am applying more load on the engine, then the air fuel ratio is decreasing. That means air part, how much I am taking? I am taking 8.86:1. That is, we are consuming more fuel, right, than air. Then in the third experiment, 8 kg load I have taken. There I have calculated the air fuel ratio, which is coming to 6.38:1. That means 6.5 parts of air I am using and 1 part of the fuel I am using. This is how we are able to, we can even draw the graph using these air fuel ratio, mixture versus brake power, right? Then versus load also we can calculate, and then we can draw the graph also. Thank you, students. This completes our experiment on effect of air fuel ratio in a SI engine. Thank you.